switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no, we gon' hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they...
Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Focus it. Drop deep, drop deep. 26.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throw left side complete. It's Bird. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Watson on first down. He finds Hopkins complete. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
They go play action. It's Rosen. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big pickup of 38.
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover, put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot. It worked. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player as well as a physical specimen.
On second and 9, Rosen. Oh, Rosen is stripped of the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns. These are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Rush in. Rush in. 29. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Watson, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
Watson on 3rd down. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Guys, game situation.
Fournette running out of the gun. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here's Rosen to throw. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. And he'll have the first down as he's up to about the 18. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Fournette, a first down carry. Room here to run. A big run by the big man Fournette. 48 yards on the ground. The ultimate speedster, showing that speed in front of this home crowd. They love that.
Made me stand up on that run because right now all I want to do is wave to the crowd. More noise, more noise. You got to reward him for that one. A big-time monster run.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. To throw is Rosen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Check 24, check 24. Slam, switch home. Come on.
Here's Watson, option left. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Back to throw, Watson looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Watson now already at 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on first down. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the red zone now, Watson. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Texans push further out in front. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And now it's Rosen looking. Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Mike 55.
Third and long here for Rosen. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
59. 180. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. One down.
On second down, here's Fournette. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Rosen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Stepping, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans push further out in front. Offensively, pretty effective option play there for the score.
It certainly was, and it appeared to me that the defense overshifted and overplayed the trail back, the pitch man, and almost forgot about the quarterback. In fact, they did forget about the quarterback, and he turned it into a touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Now Rosen on first down. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Here we go again.
Throwing on second and long. Rosen, and his throw's going to be incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hugs, Monday. 29 is the mic. Mike 29. 29 is the mic.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. The open man is Westbrook. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. On second down, it's Coleman. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. The 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Check. I know you ain't got it.
Now Watson. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. So make some room next to Tom Dempsey on the NFL's all-time field goal distance leaderboard. That's going to go down officially as a 63-yarder.
Let's not forget about David Akers, Jason Elam, and Sebastian Janikowski, too. So now Matt Prater at 64 has got a little bit of company up near the top spot. That was one heck of a kick right there.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's set a tone.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Caught by Nelson. Rosen now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
Now Rosen looking to throw. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Don't get nervous. Monday. 29 is the orbit. Man, I got you. 29 is the mic. Mike 29. Watch the curve.
Rosen will throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing again, it's Rosen. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make, because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of...
This is caught at the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done? Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it down.